As we grow older, we certainly come to understand the Scriptures in its meaning much more. I remember as a youth hearing this passage in that last line of the Gospel about serving God and mammon rung in my ears as serving God and mammals. I couldn't quite understand it, but as I grew older, come to know that there is still this reality that we cannot serve God and be attached to things of this earth, whether they are mammon or mammals. The bottom line for us is to consider the wealth and the gifts and the graces we have from our God. Yes, we need some material wealth. We do need material objects in order to survive in this world, but they can't be the end-all, be-all of our being. They are at our use and our disposal so that we might care for our needs, for our responsibilities for family, and the resources that we have at our disposal for those others who may be without. But our true wealth, our true direction, and our true meaning in our lives must be something more. It must be more than what we can see here and now. It must be attached to our deeper relationship that we have with our God. That is something that happens deep within. And hopefully it has some external expression in how we live our lives, how we care for one another, our generosity, our forgiveness, our ability to accept forgiveness when it is needed as well. Jesus makes it very clear in the parable today that yes, there are material things in our world, and yes, we can use them well and use them wisely, but they must not take precedent over what is truly important for us. Even as we hear over and over again how St. Paul went through that transformation in his own life. He saw that there was more than just being faithful to the Jewish faith. There was being faithful to a deeper call from God to preach God's Word and to see how that Word came to bear fruit in the person of Jesus Christ. That became true wealth for him, and it becomes true wealth for us. A spiritual wealth that we possess, not simply in money bags and in the resources of this earth, but a wealth that comes to us in the bread and the wine changed and transformed for us in this Eucharist that we share. May we use the wealth and resources of our world wisely and justly and for good, for our needs and the needs of others. But let us set our sights on the greater good, the greater gifts, the greater wealth, a wealth that comes from Jesus, a wealth that comes from our God, a wealth that we share in this Eucharist that we share. May this body and blood that we share today, physically and spiritually, give us a communion with those true riches that come from God. And that wealth no one can take away, no one can draw from us, but we might use it not only for our good and the transformation of our world.